Hello everyone, welcome to Willow and Roots. It's Michelle here and I have another reading for you. Today's reading we're going to find out what you are meant to leave behind in 2025. Yes, the year is coming to a close and we're going to ask the universe what we need to let go of, right? Just plain and simple. What we're not going to be carrying over into 2026. So I hope you all are working on finding your inner peace. It's important to always check in with yourself, like doing a self-assessment, tapping into your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, really connecting and listening to your inner guidance or inner wisdom. What's interesting is I had an experience the other day. I was out with my son and I bumped into a couple. They're not friends, but I've seen them about town. I would say hi to them. I'm very friendly with a lot of people. They were talking to my son and they asked the typical thing like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And they asked me a strange question about what flowers do I like. I like all types of flowers, but an easily accessible flower that I like is a rose. Of course they asked, oh, what type, what color? And my son answered, she likes antique pink flowers. And the couple were quite surprised. They didn't believe him and they asked and I said, yes, I like antique pink. So the dusty pink roses. It's a very specific color. It's not mauve where it's more in the purple hue, not that one. It's more in the pinky hue. So not bright pink, it's just a really dusty, muted pink. And yeah, it was amazing. They were quite surprised and wanted to know why, wanted to know the story behind it. And of course I told them, and what came to mind is the importance of conversing with others, like asking questions and getting answers, not making assumptions, listening to what the person is sharing with you. That's what we as a collective need to start doing. It's very easy to make assumptions about people. And of course, in the spiritual community, that's what we do. We don't know someone and we're making all these judgments. It's important to really ask questions, to sit, have a conversation, or stand and have a conversation and ask questions. That's how you know, that's how you learn. And of course, if the person is lying, you'll be able to pick up on it. But ask follow-up questions. That's what I do with people. When I interact with people, I ask them questions. And if I feel that there's more to the story, I'll ask a follow-up. And that's how you really get to the root, the core of an individual. That's how you understand who they truly are. But the fact that we're not doing that anymore, we make assumptions, we look at a person, we say we don't like them, or we tell others what they like, even though you don't know, you never ask them. That's not the way to go. There needs to be more interaction. And remember, we're in the we stage, the we are phase, okay? So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, that was quite funny. I like to see people's reactions when they find out my interests, because it completely throws them off, because they're looking at me and they're making a judgment and it is completely different. But yeah, it's really interesting how, again, people make assumptions and believe that shit too, like truly think it is fact. It's important to converse and ask questions, because you will learn a lot about an individual and also possibly get guidance that can help you in your life. Okay, so let's find out what you're meant to leave behind in 2025. Okay, there's going to be 3 options. Okay, may I have a card for option 1? Option 2. And option 3. Okay, so once again, this is option 1, this is option 2, and this is option 3. So you can pause the video, choose a card, let's get to it. Hello option 1, for those of you who selected the first card, here's your reading. So let's see what you're meant to leave behind in 2025. Solitude, card number 14. Ooh, it's time to come off the roof. It's time to come out of your shell. It's time to now network and interact, right? It's not about blending in, it's about standing out. Nice, okay. 14 reducing to 5, change. We have the sun energy. I'm gonna say this is a sun, right? So we're talking about showing yourself who you are, right? Being authentic, being transparent. That's how you're going to grow. So we're talking about growth in all areas. If you have to network in order to sell your business or yourself, etc., that's what you need to do. You need to really stand out. You need to interact with others. It's about not being misunderstood anymore. Okay, one more card, please. Thank you. So we have Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords. Yeah, the King of Swords for me, that's about planning. Queen of Pentacles, that's your skill. That's what you have learned while in solitude. So this could be, again, a skill set, or this could be what you've learned about yourself, right? But with Pentacles, when it comes to personality, this is you being complete or solid within yourself or your abilities, right? The Page of Cups is that playful energy, and I'm feeling goosebumps here. I'm getting chills. It's a playful energy and it's ideas. So you may have an idea that you have been sitting on. Well, in 2026, that is the time to do the big reveal. Okay, this is the time to really put it into action. Because 2025, you were in solitude, you were planning, you were refining, you were improving, you were building. And now it's time to really take action. I'm also seeing here a time in 2026 to be more playful. So while you're in solitude, that could be healing. And now it's a time to be more open to doing more fun activities, to being playful with young ones in your family. This could be your child, your nephew, niece, cousins, but it's about being more playful and being a clear example or a firm example to them. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's quite interesting. Being an example. I've been there. I've done that. And this is what I've learned from that experience. It's really inciting honest and firm wisdom onto the younger generation here. That's someone's story. It's not about being spooked. It's not about being shy. It's about really being confident in your abilities and in what you know, what you have to offer. But it's to not be too hard on yourself. It's to not put a lot of pressure on whatever you are reaching for or whatever you are revealing. Four of Wands. Right, so it's saying that you will be recognized and celebrated for this achievement or for revealing who you are. right? For being confident and comfortable enough to just being yourself. It's also speaking about a home life dynamic shift. If you've been making plans in your head about how you want your home life to unfold or what needs correcting, changing, etc., in 2026, that's the time to do so, right? 2025 was the planning stage, right? There's no more need to plan. This is the time to now exhale and release and step into this new phase of action and movement. Yeah, it really does feel lighthearted. It's about fun, 2026. And when you are in a very positive energy with lifted spirits, it affects everyone else in the household. So they would be lifted. It would be lighter and a happier environment. That's what this is saying. Queen of Cups. Really nurturing yourself, and in turn it will nurture the home, nurture others around you. This is giving me energetic healing. You don't have to do much. You just have to be in a positive energy, again, or lifted spirits, and it affects your environment. Card number 1. There is a reason you have those dreams. The mystic, intuition, high priestess, visionary. So what you see for yourself, see for a situation, again, in 2026, it's time to put it into action. Okay, let's get some guidance. Card number 2. So this is 1, this is 2. Never forever. A chance to experience something rare. And I look at the moon phases here, the cycle. We're talking about changes. We're talking about growth. We're talking about coming out of your shell and being the change, right? Or experiencing life from a different angle or perspective. Not watching it and observing it, but being a part of it. It's understanding that you don't have to be alone. And for some people, solitude is refreshing. That's how you recharge your batteries. And you're not in a state of depression or sadness. You just need space from intense energies, right? The energies of others. And that's okay. And it's important to do it periodically. But it's also important to be a part of society, to be involved or a part of a group, right? Interact with people, with others. That's how you grow. And again, it's networking. So we're talking about opportunities can come from these interactions. So in 2025, you are leaving behind solitude, which is a lot of alone time. And now you're going to interact with society or those in society. So I'm going to end the reading right here. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you're interested in having a reading with me, please visit my Etsy shop. Information on that is in the description box. If you have not yet subscribed, please press the subscribe button and also the notification button. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Hello, option 2. For those of you who selected the second card, here's your reading. So let's see what you got. Freedom, card number 3, freedom. Leaving behind freedom. That gives me a very free-spirited energy, but free-spirited in the sense where you're throwing caution to the wind, meaning not taking certain situations or things seriously. Not everything should be like left to chance. Okay, there's some things that do need your attention, that does need planning, that does require you to use the mind and logic, that is beneficial to your well-being. Okay, let's get more insights here. So there's a need for balance. We have the bird, and that's usually about communication. So it's knowing when or what needs your immediate attention, what needs to be taken seriously, right? Okay, let's see. What needs to be left behind for option 2 in 2025? Fool just popped out. Okay, so we have Page of Cups. So look at that. That's playful energy, very light-hearted. In Jamaica, someone who likes to ramp, someone who likes to play around, right? Not in a sexual way, just someone who doesn't feel the need to take things seriously. We have the Fool, the card that represents that. And then we have the Five of Cups. Look, it's moving away from that energy, right? Not to the point where you are going to be rigid, but it's now time to take your life or certain aspects of your life seriously. Because if this way of being is resulting in a lot of losses, a lot of missed opportunities, pretty much a negative result, then the universe, your guides, with this bird here, is saying, it ain't working. You're going to have to take things a lot more seriously. You've got to make these necessary changes. 3 can also represent coming into form. Ultimately, it's saying it's time to take certain areas of your life seriously. Okay? Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords, which is about planning, right? It's a serious card. It's a card about logic. Okay, can we have more information, please? It's like saying it's time to grow up. Knight of Pentacles. This could be an overgrown student energy. Someone who gets bailed out by their parents or by friends. It doesn't have to be that, but it's pretty much reading like that. Someone who experiments may get burned, right? And not learn from that experience. It takes several tries before you get it. You understand. Really goes through some very challenging and hard lessons. And it's like you have to experience it like 5 times before you finally get it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that is someone who they have a thick skin. They're a daredevil, right? But there comes a time when you have to realize that something is not working. It's not working. This method is not working. This way of living is not working, and a change is needed. You'll get there in the end, especially with the Knight of Pentacles showing up. We have the 6 of Pentacles. This is support. This is also what you put out, you get back in return, right? That's the lesson that you will be learning or have learned. We have the 9 of Wands. Yeah, look at that. It's someone, again, experiencing disappointment, loss, but still moving in that direction, not giving up. Knight of Swords. Very adamant on their decisions and what they're doing. And then we have the Queen of Swords. This is like, look, you finally are going to break it, the habit. You're finally going to stop what you're doing because it's not working anymore. And then we have the 7 of Cups. You're going to then look to find another interest or another area that is attractive to you. We're talking about areas in your life, and move in that direction. But what you're being called to do is to make sure that you focus on areas that need your immediate attention and to take them seriously, because that is going to be incredibly, extremely beneficial to you moving forward. Okay? You still can have fun, but you kind of have to take certain things seriously. Sweet Oblivion. Card number 40. Uncertainty, fate, humor. Oh, you're one of those where the universe is just using you as an example. And it says, it's okay, I don't know what I'm doing either. Oh, wow. This is when living in the moment is taken way too far. Okay? There has to be a healthy balance. But with the uncertainty, especially with the Fool card here and this one saying it, fate steers you in one direction and you choose to go in the opposite. And the universe or destiny, fate, is like, you're not going to win this battle. You're challenging me. This is fate, destiny speaking to you. And you really think you're going to win this battle? All right, we're going to give you a few lessons here. A few tower moments. That's what this is saying. This is crazy. Let's get some guidance. Life is full of uncertainty, but there's a need for some direction. Where it leads, that's the exciting part. Card number 8, Prayer Circle. All life is inherently sacred. So what you're doing is not wrong. You're choosing to go down the path of gaining wisdom, and it's up to you whether you continue as you are or make certain adjustments with looking into your life, right? Making an assessment, looking at what needs changing, looking at what needs your attention, looking at where you want to be next year or the year after that. Setting goals and having a plan in place, but being open to the understanding that it may not go according to plan, but there is a plan. And that's the important thing, because it's something that you can strive towards. And how you get there in the end, that's the uncertainty and unknown and unpredictable part of it. That's exciting. That's what this is saying. Interacting with others who may be clued up on this experience here and how they made the necessary adjustments in their life will be beneficial to you. But there is no need to feel alone. Again, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just to sit and focus on, okay, what's going on in my life? What needs my attention? And I'm going to take it seriously to make sure that it doesn't become a problem down the line. And that's it. So I'm going to end the reading right here. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you're interested in having a reading from me, information on that is in the description box. If you have not subscribed, please press the subscribe button and the notification button. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 3. For those of you who selected the third card, here's your reading. So let's see what you got. 5, change. Leaving behind change. I'm seeing jumping from one thing to another, to another, to another, or indecision, unable to make up your mind. So you may make a decision to move in one direction, and then you change your mind, and then you go to the other, and then you change your mind and you go back to the original plan. It's indecision and non-commitment. So not sticking to something long enough to see it develop. I'm hearing Goldilocks syndrome. If you are unsure about the direction you need to be taking in life, this is why. Constant changing, constant movement, unable to commit to one area, see something to fruition. Two of Swords, look at that. Crossroads stuck. Six of Swords, beautiful. Okay. They're saying that's the way forward. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, fate's in it too. So the whole purpose of 2025 being a year of change is to see your options. So think Seven of Cups. Almost like you have a table full of options, and the universe is saying, okay, you can try everything on this table and see which one resonates with you, which one feels right, which one feels more authentic to you, right? And 2026 is when you're meant to take what interests you and to move in that direction. Okay? It's meant for you to no longer be at a crossroads or indecisive. This year, 2025, I keep hearing a tasting platter. It was a year where the world was your oyster. And 2026 is the year of settling. Right? So not settling where you're settling for something bad. It's being grounded in and making a decision, choosing a direction, and feeling very confident and comfortable with that decision or direction. The Wheel of Fortune here, it's coming as a caution. And the caution is, whatever you choose, Two of Swords, to move towards, Six of Swords, it has to be intentional, and you have to be fully in agreement with it. All of you have to resonate with it, because there are consequences. Meaning, if you chose something incorrectly, right? So you wanted something else, you truly wanted something else, but you settled for another option, and you ran with it in 2026, there is going to be the consequences for that choice, because ultimately you are supposed to be incredibly authentic with your decision or the direction that you take. It cannot be with a heavy heart or half-heartedly. So this is big with the Wheel of Fortune here. This is a very, very big experience here, because there's a lesson attached, and the lesson has to do with what you feel you deserve. It has to do with transparency, truth, honesty with the self. So if your heart is desiring something and you're reaching for something else, it's going to be rough next year. Rough. They're not playing with you. Okay. For some of you, you may have asked for or manifested your desire, and you may not reach for it or claim it once it's presented to you, and there's heavy consequences. Again, nothing to be afraid of. We go through so many consequences in life on a daily basis, so it's not to be afraid of. It's just to be honest with yourself. 6 of Cups. So this is saying about past behaviors or patterns. Have you evolved? You are being tested. Have you evolved? Being in alignment with the direction you want to move towards, or what you want. And when it's presented to you, taking it. That's it. Wow, wow, wow. They're not playing with y'all. Card number 22, Master Builder. The meaning is in the middle. Memento mori, life, presence, depth. This is the death card. It's transformation, death and rebirth. Again, it's what you choose to reach for, what you choose to build. Are you going to transform, or are you going to remain as is? At the crossroads, indecisive, reaching for what you don't want. Wow. Okay, let's get some guidance. This one, they're not going to allow you to even be bringing that into 2026. Again, there are consequences. Card number 36, reducing to 9. First lessons in astronomy. You are the light. Look at that, moving up, floating up. Have you ascended? Is it time for you to be initiated? Are you ready for what you are asking for? There's strict energy here. If we're going to choose a planet, very Saturnian energy here. They're not playing with you. They really are not playing with you. I don't know if you have done this a lot, where you would ask for something, right? Trying to manifest something, and then when it comes in, you like refuse it, or you choose something else that you don't really want. And they're like, look, we're not going to be doing this anymore. Now it's time for you to understand the importance of authenticity, transparency, truth, honesty with the self. It's like the fear of taking the leap. Beautiful. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If you're interested in having a reading with me, information on that is in the description box. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and press the notification button. This is such a beautiful reading, and I really hope that you heed the guidance and make the necessary adjustments. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.